Hello, and welcome to the Indie Ocean. This is Denizen's Den, the Black Knight, which seems to be either a sequel or some kind of spin-off to the roguelike Denizen's Den that was released a couple of months earlier. This is actually slightly graphically improved over Denizen's Den, and otherwise seems to be pretty much identical in terms of gameplay, although I haven't finished either of them, so it's possible that the original is longer, perhaps. And the reason I think the original might be longer is that that game was selling for, quite frankly, ludicrous 400 Microsoft points, which isn't a fortune, but for a game that looks like this, and is pretty simple, that is a lot of money. This one was 80 Microsoft points, so a fifth of the price. Which makes me wonder why they didn't just change the price of the original. But anyway, it is a roguelike, and you'll know, if you're a regular viewer, that I've covered some roguelikes before. Okay, well, the Black Knight wakes up after having the crap beaten out of him and explores his castle. Fantastic. And this is a pretty minimalistic roguelike. Shush. If you've been watching my Cursed Loot Let's Play, you'll see a definite difference in presentation and just general professionalism between this and that. But this is also a lot more traditional than Cursed Loot is. So we're wandering around like this, and that annoying arm movement never changes. Drink from the fountain. It's refreshing. So yeah, we're just kind of, at this point, wandering around the castle. Oh my! Some stuff has happened. And this is, yeah, very, very much more traditional than Cursed Loot is. Something's happened there. Press A. You found a scroll. Yeah, fine. So this is, like most traditional roguelikes, all about the randomness. Basically, all the scrolls and the majority of items and potions and things that you pick up are random. And you have to use them to identify them. And that, as you probably know, is very much like Cursed Loot. But this is also a lot less accessible. Oh, part of my stolen armour. So now I can actually look like something resembling a warrior, although my ridiculous repeated hailing motion hasn't stopped. But you can see how this is a bit more kind of slow-paced and deliberate than Cursed Loot is, but also how it seems less professional and sort of accessible. Let's have a look at the inventory. You can see we have just sort of masses of stuff in here, and it's all stat-filled in a way that Cursed Loot isn't so much. That's not to say Cursed Loot is a better game, although I think it is. But this is much more traditional and much more like the old roguelikes, like Rogue, if that sentence actually works. Having said that, I would say out of the traditional roguelikes on Xbox indie games, of which there are a few, this is probably the best one. Either this or the original Denizen's Den. As I said, I can't really tell the difference. Because Cursed Loot isn't so traditional, and there are others that are not that traditional either, like Sushi Castle is something of a roguelike. Lair of the Evildoer could be classed as a roguelike as well. But this, out of the traditional ones like Silent Call 2 and Dungeon Adventure, this is probably the best of that bunch. Anyway, have we got any kit? I think we picked up something. Okay, Ice Wand. We can use that in certain circumstances. We have a crossbow. It's the only weapon we've got at the moment, so let's equip that. Oh no, accidentally dropped it. That's something that's annoying about this game, and the other Denizen's Den. Pressing B doesn't back you out of a menu like in all other things. It actually causes you to drop the item. Anyway, with that equipped, you can see in the top right, we can press X to actually open fire with our crossbow, which at the moment is pretty much our only form of defence. It's either that or punch everything we come across. Anyway, I know we've seen the downstairs. There we are. Okay, let's... yeah, thank you. Search your surroundings by pressing A. Okay, let's use the crossbow on one of these buggers. So pressing export at directions, and we choose one. Boom! Shot the giant rat, that's fine. Let's try out some of these potions, because we only have 5 slots for each type of item, so let's free a few up. Drink the brown potion, just because it's such a horrible colour. You know, kind of reverse psychology. It's a horrible colour, therefore it must be good. You are asleep. Well, that could be good, depending on how badly you suffer from insomnia. What about the orange? You feel weaker. Oh, fantastic. You can see the messages popping up in the left of the screen here. Poison does 1 HP of damage. Oh my god. So I had 3 potions and all of them were absolute crap. Well, gained a level. No customization, really. You can't choose what effect the levels have. Oh no, we've been frozen. That's not good. And we're dead. Like a lot of roguelikes, this game is quite difficult. Anyway, that's actually pretty representative of the experience. You wander around fairly bland-looking levels, picking up items and experimenting with them, and killing stuff when you can. If you like this sort of thing, it's actually a reasonably good example of a traditional roguelike. So if that's up your street, then I don't have any hesitation recommending it, but I think for most people it will be too uneventful and repetitive and frankly dull to really be worth a recommendation. But if you are going to experiment, this is probably the one to go for. The other Denizen's Den is too expensive, and this is probably the most polished of the traditional sort of old school roguelikes on Xbox. Anyway, this is Denizen's Den the Black Knight. Thanks for watching, and I will see you the next time.